Alright, so last episode was meant to end with me turning all the stuff in, but we got into podcast mode. Alright, so gotta try to find all the new ones. I think I already had you.
What's the haps?
What's the haps? What's the creator of Ad Astra? Well, artist of Ad Astra. Good joke, anyway. Ew. Why the dirty water? Who's keeping dirty water in the first aid box?
That was a nice little, cat nap. How long was I out?
What are you, some kind of novelty talking light switch?
I was Dr. Mobius's personal assistant. We were studying, oh shoot, what was it? Oh yeah, lightning! No, wait, lighting. That's right, how lighting affects human interaction.
Well, what'd you find out?
Oh, it was super exciting. It turns out that some pretty colored lights can make you way better at talking to people.
Can you turn those lights on for me?
Oh, I'd love to, sweetie, but I don't have the programming. All the data from the experiments was lost. You'd have to go out into that nasty old crater and find the backup copy.
I saw another light switch in the other room. Do you control that one too?
Oh, her. Trust me, sweetie, you're better off not thinking about that frigid little ice queen.
Sounds like there's some bad blood between you, or, circuits.
That bitch. She thinks she's so much better than everybody just because her processors are bigger. Ooh, she makes me so mad.
Okay, then. Forget I said anything.
Sure thing, sweetie. Bye now.
Are they doing the thing where they're like, these two characters are female-coded, so they hate each other, they're so catty.
Turn on the lights. Oh my. Partial functionality restored. That's less than optimal.
What function do you serve?
Dr. Mobius and I were deeply involved in research on the ability of light levels to enhance human cognition.
Are you the same person? Are you both the same person and you hate each other? What were the results?
We observed a fascinating phenomenon. Certain spectra of visible light actually increased cognitive function and reasoning ability. Of course, Dr. Mobius's brain is so big already, we had a hard time measuring it.
Whoa. Can you turn those lights on for me?
As much as I'd love to, I'm afraid not. The data from that study has gone missing. You'll have to find a backup if you want to use the smart lights.
The smart lights.
Certainly. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. So I guess they mean literally, like the lights will actually increase your stats or something somehow?
You! Hey, you! Yeah, you! Got any mugs?
Mugs? Why do you want mugs?
Why do you want mugs, huh? You some kind of sick mug hoarder? Oh god, give me the coffee cup, please! It's sitting there in your pack, taunting me! Sorry. Sorry. I got a little carried away. It's just all those goddamn dirty dishes out there with no one to clean them. It breaks my heart!
You seem stressed. You seem really obsessed with mugs.
Of course I'm obsessed. They made me this way. You think I don't know how crazy I sound? Of course I do. They programmed me to know that too. They made me just to torture me. But you know, it's the neglect that hurts the most. Hey, everybody, let's turn ourselves into robot brains in jars. Do you know how many coffee cups giant robot brains in jars use on a daily basis? Not fucking many!
Master, what is my purpose? To pass the butter. Oh my god. I am enjoying the voice acting a lot in this expansion with these absurd characters. In particular, it's a nice vacation from how stiff voice acting is in a lot of RPGs in general, or open world games, up to and including like Horizon Zero Dawn and so on. Like, it's often like so it feels factory produced. Like people feel like they just have to speak at an even cadence in a kind of monotone way just to read all the lines correctly for several hours a day to get through the whole script. And so it leads to like really boring reads of all the dialogue. So people just kind of losing it a bit is very entertaining. Ooh. Oh, what do you do with the mugs?
I'm supposed to keep them clean. Oh, God! The thought of all those dirty dishes out there makes me crazy. Most of them are probably beyond saving now. The only thing left is break them down and process them for raw materials. I guess you could have those.
Can you do anything else?
Anything else, he asks. Like I don't long for the chance to be more than an erotic busboy. If you must know, at one point Dr. Mobius programmed me to manufacture electronic components in my central chassis. That module got corroded when the toaster spilled hot crumbs down my vents, though. If you find a backup somewhere, I could maybe do that for you.
Let's change the subject.
It's a new subject, Mugs.
Oh, I wish this game was a little more unhinged this often, honestly. That's a really good response. It's like Yes Man. Like it's like I like exploring the horror that is being a sad robot. That just like this game just has robots that have one purpose and they can't escape that purpose. They're just stuck there, and so they just repeat the same mental rut forever. Like how Yes Man has to just sit there and do the exact plan and be exactly as helpful as he was told to be. And so when you walk in and you're not the person he's supposed to be helping, he just has to keep helping you and just sarcastically allude to the fact that he's powerless to resist you fucking up what are technically his master's plans. And so it's fantastic. They're like my favorite characters. Sorry, I don't have any.
Of course you don't. Why would you? You're not an insane robot obsessed with coffee cups. To you, they're just worthless junk.
Who are you?
You really want to know about me? No one ever asks about Muggy. You made me so happy. Maybe you've seen some of those big, imposing Securitrons with their lovely laser guns and rocket launchers and scary faces? I'm not one of those. Dr. O was always jealous of house industries, and he thought it would be fucking hilarious to build a tiny neurotic Securitron. Big fucking laugh! So, you got any coffee cups for me now?
I gotta go.
Sure. Nobody wants to hang out with Muggy. I get it. So long, pal.
Okay, I'll keep an... Oh, he's moving around now. Okay, buddy, I'll just keep an eye out so I can temporarily give you a moment of reprieve from your brain hating you and so on. Who else is left to wake up? Does the bed alive? I don't think the bed is alive. I'll sleep for an hour just because. Who watched me sleep? I don't think the Edatronic is a person. It's just a door, basically. Think you weren't awake yet?
Well, hello.
No, I remember you.
Still waiting for that seed.
This guy's hungry for my seed. Samuel want num-nums.
Hurry back with that seed now, baby.
It's just leaking everywhere. Ew, the audio sounds corrupted right now. Ew. That's unfortunate.
I smell sedition. Greetings, citizen. Ready to receive seditious materials.
Yeah, I remember you. I don't know if there's anyone else.
You require some additional services?
I believe I've met you, yeah. I thought it said that I only had talked to like 7 out of 10 or something. I feel like there might be more. I'm just gonna go outside because the corrupted audio is going to drive me insane. Is it done? I think the audio might have stopped bugging out, maybe? We'll see. Alright, well, back to actual objectives again. Gotta juggle 500 million quests. Install the personality modules in the sink. Where? Which ones? Shit. Sync project sync. Contains the functionality profiles for the sync robotic assistant sync. Central Intelligence Unit. So maybe I go talk to the main thing? I'm not totes sure on how to find the things that can still be installed. Upgrade added K9000 weapon mod Mentat Chow. Wrestler Royal.
Might I be of service, sir?
Yeah, these aren't people. I definitely wish it was easier to tell which ones are the new people. I'm just gonna move on for now, because we haven't done anything for a while. Let's retrieve the X2 antenna. That's down there, near where I was earlier. But now we're here for realsies. It's interesting that the expansions are all more buggy. I wonder if they're like a blind spot for the mods that cleaned up the other stuff in the game. Or if the expansions themselves are just inherently more buggy, or what's going on. If they changed something. Because it's been a remarkably for a game that's like for a game that's like infamously buggy on modern machines, and also at the time it was made.
Bad guys dealt with.
I'm impressed by how low on bugs my playthrough has been so far. What's that? Scrap electronics. Coffee mug! Buddy, I got your back. You're gonna feel so good for like a second. Like a second.
Trying to steal the H2 transmitter array antenna, are you? You won't succeed. Not if my lethal Robo-scorpions have any say in the matter.
This guy really went and decided that his Robo-scorpions are the solution to every single problem forever. Okay, well I'm a little overloaded, so let's get rid of these axes. There we go. Is he even stopping me from teleporting out? Is he close enough? Kind of curious. Okay, yeah. The downstairs enemy counts as being too close. Whoop!
Time for violence. All right, everyone, calm.
What the fuck was that sound?
Dr. Mobius. Go, my minion. Sting them in the
I'm definitely amused by the fact that I have a relatively little to do during combat. So the fact that my suit now is automatically using my consumables for me is pretty funny. I'm like, that's one of the only things I had to manage, and now that that's gone.
Ready, steady, fighting.
I would like to switch to my other gear though, I just need to find something to repair it with. But nobody has the right gear around here.
Oh, hit my Robo-scorpion.
I will hit your Robo-scorpions, it is easy. And I just got better at hitting them, probably. Look at me go. There's enemies nearby? Where? Are you sure? They're gone now.
Bad guys dealt with.
There we go. I've got the antenna, which was made a quick process because of previous expeditions.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated.
I've recovered all the technological information.
What? You did? Your survival, let alone success, barely registered in my projections. Now, all I need to do is check my transmission databank. Mobius is always filling it up with his psychotic calls. Oh yes, there's the schematics, just like you said. How truthful.
Do these technologies have the information you need?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Your answer isn't filling me with confidence.
No. I mean, yes. You just need to analyze these technologies for a moment. They are extremely advanced, you know?
I'm gonna advance my boot into your voice module if you don't give me some solid data.
I know how these technologies work. Of course I know. If you remember, we described them in clearly abstract, contradictory statements before. Why would we do that if we weren't certain on how to use them? Yes, so let me... a bit, I'll figure it out.
The antenna. Any chance it was damaged or broke the X2 array once removed?
So you're saying it's the X2 array, not the antenna I should be examining? That was most likely my plan, yes. Let me check something. Of course, I have it. The override sequence to open the Forbidden Zone door is hidden in the schematics. Well, not hidden. It's actually right there, behind the programming equivalent of coffee stains. It's embedded in what seems to be recursive code. It's badly commented there and there. Oh, and null pointers very sloppy, Mobius. You see, using the antenna to boost the emitter's sonic frequency and the stealth suit to bypass the Forbidden Zone lock, yes, that could work. Was that my plan? It must have been. Sometimes I truly surprise myself. The door is open, and now Mobius will get his.
The cardiac, spinal, and brainwave aspect of this tech, couldn't they heal me?
Heal you? What, put you back together like some giant hard-boiled yum-yum deviled egg? I mean, technically, these items could all be used to put you back together once you had your brain. But for now, they can be used in the name of aggression. The door should be unsealed. Now, instead of being subjected to threats, we can now send an equally threatening message to Mobius. And that message is science. Deliver this message, and Big Mountain shall be freed from Mobius's reign of terror. You can go now. That's your cue.
Huh. I admittedly may have lost the thread a little bit about which quests were mandatory and side content because of how many tasks were thrown on me at once, but I feel like this is like kind of set up as if it was like me gaining access to the ending. And that seems like it came way too fast if you subtract all of the side stuff I did. Like, when I was just kind of screwing around with stuff, like the modules and whatnot, and the dog or whatever. Was the dog mandatory too? Huh.
Cessation of hostilities complete.
There's something unexpected about how final this sounds. I should also probably just go do something else for now. Like everything else. Oh yeah, it's just literally called Old World Blues. That would indicate that it is, in fact, the story mission. Complete all X13 tasks. Is that the fucking school thing, though? Get to the bottom of Dala's biological fascination. But we don't know how to do that, do we? Resolve O's problem with his name. Kill Mr. Okay. Complete all X13 tests. That's kind of torture. Okay, I'm actually out of tasks besides doing this. Huh. Except for the fact that... Except for the open-ended task of trying to figure out those two characters' issues. Which might be opened up by proceeding anyway? Hard to be sure. This area does seem to have kind of dried up. Huh.
Bad guys dealt with. Sneaking done. Right now.
Hello? Lasers all around. But this door is open, so y'all are in trouble. I can't see shit. Whoa, my light being on, I still can't see shit. Okay, oh! That's a lot of giant scorpion to worry about. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. Real quick though, I'm gonna go ahead and reboot the game. Because the audio bugs are driving me actually insane. Let's just go ahead and restart it real quick and hope they go away. It's just going... Like the whole like soundtrack is losing its mind. Like, let's not do that. Alright, hopefully it'll be better now. One of the upsides of old video games is they reboot very quickly. X42 Giant Robo-scorpion test log. The Saturnite armor plating on the giant Robo-scorpion has exceeded expectations. Mostly. While it's virtually impervious to small arms fire, the sonic emitter that Parsons brought in managed to fry several of the prototype's subsystems. We'll have to look into improving EMP shielding for the next prototype. On a more positive note, the prototype's new automatic laser is performing admirably. Some residual radiation is left behind after the weapon discharges. It may be necessary to requisition more radiation suits and meds as a precaution. Target drone effectiveness log. The constant improvements to the giant Robo-scorpion has rendered the protection models we've been using as hostile communist forces largely ineffective. At this stage, they're little more than distractions. Activate target drones. I'll take some distractions. Oh, we're not getting in there.
This is a pre-recorded attack message indicating my desire to commit violence on you.
My desire to commit violence on you. I'm imagining that it's a bad idea to engage in direct combat with that thing, or at the very least, it's intended to feel like a bad idea. So I'm gonna go around and see if there's like some cool thing to do around here about the ongoing problem. Inventory's getting a bit full. There were no like computers or anything up here.
Cessation of hostilities complete.
Admittedly, I can try to just see how this goes. Okay, I spanked his butt. Ah! I guess all those guys are kind of a distraction enough, right? So that works. Ah, it's radiation in the middle. I loot the body? Oop, giant rad scorpion, energy cell overcharge, layer, some sort of cool beam thing, and a bunch of stuff that weighs a lot. Valence Radi Accentuator, health regeneration and endurance plus on a helmet. Okay. That is a human body with a cup in their backpack. Alright. Oh, ammunition. Well, I got him. It's funny, the dialogue was like, "You'll never defeat me with all the terminals around the room." That's definitely my instinct. It's like, this, you probably run around and find the right thing to shut it off or something. Although a lot of these are locked. But ultimately, my hyena battering ram character can just kill a giant mega ultra scorpion by hitting it for like 10 seconds. Which is more than the usual one hit, but you get it eventually. His damage threshold wasn't high enough, apparently. Maybe you can turn this beam on to also shoot it. Not good enough at computers to open that computer. So maybe I wouldn't have been able to deal with this overall area. There's a few different guns. A lot of these computers are behind barriers that are closed, though. So it may very well be that just using that strength score was the way to go.
Starting combat. Just kidding.
It is a particular kind of design when you have an RPG series where your stats basically stay the same from beginning to end. Like your physical, your special stats. The ones that describe your, essentially the way you were born. Audio sample, Mobius' Robo-scorpion. Found the recalibration rifle for the sonic emitter, take out the jukebox in the sink to recalibrate the sonic emitter for new effects. Definitely feels like they throw a lot of ideas at the wall, but then you can ultimately go through the whole expansion by talking to everybody and then hitting everyone else with a hammer, so... I keep waiting for, like, more obvious dead ends where I have to use the sonic emitter more or something. Well, he's got the same room but green. We are not so different, you and I. Etc. Oh, that's not a character I can talk to. Is he sleeping? Sounds like he's snoring. Is that guy chasing me?
He said I was mad. Preposterous. Not an angry bone in my body. Had them all removed.
Had them all removed. Blow his house down with the lemons. Yeah.
Yo, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright. Little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely.
Is that better?
Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black a while ago. That's old age for you. Should look at getting the visual nerves reattached. It's just that the right eye would see the wrong things. The flying tortoises were the worst. Would you care for a mentat?
I'll save it for later.
I love mentats. Delicious and smarty. I have all sorts of amazingly science-orific thoughts and ideas when those chalky talents are zipping through my biogel. I forget them all not long after, though, especially with the data constipating my memory core. Afraid binary streams might shoot out my chassis. Had to start using the dome floor and walls here to inscribe equations, although I've somewhat lost track of where they start and end.
I feel like I'd have to like finish this expansion, go back, and then reassess it all from scratch, and then be like, okay, I can unpack what the hell this mess was. But in the moment, I'm like, it is very hard to follow exactly what's happening, which feels accurate. Because nobody else in this expansion knows what's happening. Like, that is the text, is all of these people are so, like, they've gone so far off the deep end, being here for so long, and not really, they're kind of all just degrading over time and becoming a parody of themselves, that none of them actually have a plan or knows what's going on, and even the villain is, like, obviously not that much of a threat. He's just, like, cosplaying as a villain. This entire expansion feels like Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy from SpongeBob. Like those the really old dudes that are just kind of vaguely gesturing at the life that they remember having, and none of it really quite makes sense anymore. And like the idea of them and their villains facing off is kind of comical at this point because they're so far removed from the original context, but they've kind of never let go of like what their dynamic's supposed to be. Surrender, Mobius. I don't want to fight you.
Oh, well, that's good. Were we supposed to fight? I certainly don't feel violent, but, well, these contraptions make it hard to tell.
You aren't exactly what I was expecting.
Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical Mobius is better than I.
Why did you steal my brain?
Oh, a variety of reasons. You're something of a homily. Anomaly? You're really quite special, and not in the cranially challenged way. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain. A victim of your own success, as it were. If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. Can't have brains moving around of their own volition.
Why is that a problem?
I'm not sure, except that I'm sure there's a very good reason for it. I have very good reasons for almost everything I do. Even if I forget them occasionally. Although I feel this one is especially important. Oh well.
It's very important. I have no idea why. Cool. Yep. That's what we're dealing with at this point. So this is a summary of the entire DLC. All these people are just they're following the same old rut and don't know why it started anymore. It's almost like the fucking Romulans and the capitalists taken to their craziest extreme. But I want to leave.
Now, that seems to be rather hormonal of you. Flight or fight response, you know. Hard to cut that out completely. Your brain is here, safe with me. We chat over mentats.
I was curious about some things.
Oh, curiosity. I experience that less now that I know everything. Or maybe it was when I found out some unpleasant answers.
I can fix your monitor. But if you're getting ghost reception, I can fix that. I can't fix your monitor, but if you're getting ghost reception, I can fix that.
The ghosts aren't real? That changes everything. Why, I can save my computing power for other perceptual impossibilities. Please be my guest. The receptor is there, and the side-switching wobbly bob, just turn that. Good, good, better. Oh, yes, that feels wonderful. This is even better than my afternoon Mentats break.
You don't seem aggressive. Why broadcast threats to the think tank? Those are pre-recorded, aren't they? Just like the other pre-recorded things. I think everything's I think this is our first encounter with him. I don't think any of the messages we've heard were him. Like, literally the first message I watched all the way back at the base when I was in my, like, 2-hour exposition dump intro with the other computer people. When that video played over the TV, I think it was relatively apparent that it was just a pre-recorded message that happens over and over again.
Oh, I was probably tripping hard on Psycho when I sent that. Had to work myself up to it. Not usually violent, except when I am. Then, watch out! So many chems, such varieties. Whenever I take Mentats, I can feel my entire chassis breathe like a big spherical lung. As for the Psycho, sometimes get the chem dispositories in my tank all switched up. Go in the wrong tube. Still, served its purpose.
Can you tell me about your Robo-scorpions?
Well, every scientist needs an army. Mine came to me after these rather large scorpions kept coming in from the desert, like poisonous frosting. How scary, I thought. But they had survived when nothing else had. Perfect candidates for improvement as a reward for their tenacity. Then I thought, what if they shot energy bolts and acted as walking eyes and data-drained computers and acted as bullhorns? Then I made them bigger. Then I thought about custard. I do so love custard. Or was it mustard? Mustard custard. I miss sugars and salts.
Wait, sounds like you built the Robo-scorpions. Issued threats to keep the think tank occupied.
Did I? Maybe I did. Can't have them leaving. Some reason for it. Ethics or, con-science? You and your brain are quite alike. I'm sure it knows the raisins better than I do.
Everything you've told me doesn't add up. Your plan, even your name, Mobius.
Dr. Mobius. Rather catchy, isn't it? It's my name, and my new name overwrote the old one. This name's as real as you or I, although I believe your brain expressed similar incredulity at the nature of such an appellation. Someone's been watching too many old-world science fiction movies, it said. I believe it meant me. I must admit I have a vulnerability for holotape fantasies of planets and robots and all that is forbidden. As for the name I was born with, like the think tank, we were all reprogrammed to forget them, take on new names. It enforces the recursion loop in our perception programming.
So, you reprogrammed yourself?
I believe I did, and with good reason. Who am I to be trusted with such things?
I need my brain back.
Do you? You seem fine without it. And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes. Indeed. The goodbye part of our little chat, then. Goodbye. Please mind the equations on the floor.
Okay. That wasn't his brain, that's my brain. I need to convince my own brain to come home with me. Sure.